This is Economy Watch, what you need to know about New Zealand's economic life today. Brought to you by interest.co.nz.
Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect New Zealand. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news. China is dusting off some unused regulations to shore up its deteriorating financial situation. But first, at the overnight dairy auction, prices were little changed, down 0.2% in US dollar terms, but up 2.8% in New Zealand dollar terms. The dominant whole milk powder price was essentially unchanged, but the food services commodities like skim milk powder were down 1.8%, mozzarella was down 8.2%, and butter was down 0.3%. Going the other way, cheddar cheese was up 4.2% and the only bright spot. No farm gate payout forecast will be changed because of this event. Last week's Retail Impulse survey in the US shows a strong rise of 5.6% from a year ago. And this is not only well ahead of inflation, it is built on a strong 4.6% gain in the same week a year ago. Meanwhile, American consumer inflation expectations in September were little changed at 3% for the year ahead. In fact, consumer labour market and household finance expectations are largely stable too. Given it is an election period with its share of weirdness, perhaps this is not quite the result you might have expected. But it is not all good. Business activity contracted modestly in the New York State, according to firms responding to the October Empire State Manufacturing Survey. After climbing into positive territory last month, the headline General Business Conditions Index retreated rather sharply. New order levels fell and shipments edged lower. And Canada's CPI inflation rate fell to 1.6% in September from 2% in August. It is now at its lowest level since February 2021. Lower fuel costs drove the retreat. It seems more likely now that Canada's central bank will cut its 4.25% policy rate when it next meets on Thursday, October the 24th, New Zealand time. Maybe outsized cuts are coming there. And Japan's industrial production is becoming quite volatile, with big jumps followed by big dips. The August data revealed a big dip year on year. It is hard to know what to make of this new volatility, but overall it represents a sag. And in a bit of a surprise, EU industrial production jumped in August, and by enough to take the year-on-year level above August 2023, a rare event. It was the best month-on-month jump in more than a year. The European service sector is doing better and enabling local factories with more orders. In China, Bloomberg is reporting that tax authorities there are cracking down on offshore income earned by their wealthy. It has begun enforcing a long-overlooked tax on overseas investment gains. Some wealthy individuals in major Chinese cities were told in recent months to conduct self-assessments, or were summoned by tax authorities for meetings to evaluate potential payments, including those in arrears from past years. The move underscores growing urgency in Beijing to expand its sources of revenue as land sales tumble and growth slows. And we should probably note that those grain commodity price falls we noted yesterday have gathered steam today. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.04% and down 8 basis points from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today at $2,661 an ounce and up $14 from this time yesterday. But oil prices are down as sharp as $3.50 and just on $70.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is now just under $74.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at 60.8 US cents and down 10 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're little changed at 90.7 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're also little changed at 55.8 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just over 69.2 and marginally lower from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $67,003 and up another 1.9% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been moderate at just under plus or minus 2.4%. Join us at 10:45 a.m. this morning when we'll have a full coverage of the third quarter 2024 New Zealand CPI result, a crucial factor in setting monetary policy. You can find links to the articles mentioned today in our show notes, and you can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.